Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got a balanced rack, no duplicates, but also no bingo, P and W. Scupper that, I think. So I'll be looking to play off P and W. I've got Pew on my rack, which does burn the E. Could there be an 8 with the right floater? Unlikely. Not many prefixes or suffixes with P and W. However, let me consider the available floaters. U, I've got the unprefix, not seeing anything. N, no. B, no. E, no. So, what about Pew? I could play it here for 15 points, providing very little, keeping a good 5-letter set. I think un-B takes a D only. So this is 15, an alternative. Only 18, only 3 more points. So I think I'll go with the lower scoring play to preserve the E and provide less to opponent. I'm going with this. So, do I have a bingo? Duplicate I. So, yes, I think I do. I think Serisin is good. And one other flashed across my mind. Irenix may be good. And possibly another. But Serisin, certainly. Opponent changes. Fantastic. So, Serisin plays in column 10, putting an N in the middle of row O. Irenix avoids that. Do I have anything beginning with B? No. Spew is good. Ooh. Yeah, I think this might be a better spot. No, I'm not sure there's much between them. What am I doing? Irenix for 70. Oh, wow. Pretty grim. However, I could sort this out in 1 with Huff, leaving URE. Nowhere for that. Pews takes an S in front for future reference. Yeah, Irenix could have gone on the left-hand side of Pews, but I think playing it to the right makes it harder for opponent to spot the S front hook. It's far more natural to look for an S post hook. Now, opponents played just 10 points. Do I have anything which goes to the right of ET? H does. But what I don't have is a spot for Huff. NAU not good. Unless I play it here for 23. Can I do better? Huffier, perhaps. Let me see what that looks like. 21 points, keeping just a U. Do I have anything ending in H or HE? No, so tricky. What about a play beginning CH? So chuff is good. That doesn't quite reach, and chuffer is too long. Cuffer. I don't think this is good, but if it is, it'll be 54 points. Not good. That's a shame. 16 minutes on my clock. Can't see anything landing an F or H in front of I. Does Irenix take an E in front? If so, this will be 37 points. And it does. Okay, so how much was that? 37 points, pretty decent. Taking out that E front hook. Not super easy to score in row A. I have Doughy on my rack, leaving an I. That doesn't play anywhere that I've seen. Now I have the D for unbed. So that may be an option. But 3 triple word squares available in row A. What are my best shots? Do I have anything ending O or U? 6 letters long? I don't. What about the right-hand side? Anything beginning O or U? No. Oh well, that was a bit underwhelming. Doughy doesn't play in column 12. Huffer takes a C in front for future reference. Now, what about this C? Because I've got more scoring tiles in H and Y. Cough, I don't think takes a Y, which is a shame. No, not seeing anything there. If there were a play there, it might be best. Now, I've got the H for ETH. But I'd like to get the play doubled. Now, 45 for opponents. They haven't provided a spot for Doughy, which means they may get another triple word square. But what can I do here? So I have a Yod, 27 horrible rack leave. Only an S goes in front of pews. Wow, it'd be so nice if there was a word beginning with C, but I'm just not seeing it. And is there really no 5-letter play beginning with O? No. What goes after AH? I does. But just so few candidate plays on my rack. So maybe I do play Yod. Or I could play DUH here for 20. Rack leave not much better. So what about Yogi here? 22 points, keeping DUH. The H might be quite handy for a 6-letter play beginning with the C, so I think this is the best of what I've seen. Opponent may be tempted to play in row D 4-letter plays like this with a vowel, often very tempting. But if I'm able to then score in column 1, the 2 plays may counter each other. I am going with this. Great. I draw the first blank. Duplicate U, not so great. Not seeing a CH play. U's are my only vowel. But there could be a bingo here. Probably beginning UN. Oh, wow, 62 points. Huffer has been massively punished. 107 points for opponent either side of that play. Ouch. And look at the rack I'm facing. Okay, the blank is great news, but the rest of the rack isn't. Not many spots to begin a word with UN. Just considering the available floaters. Not seeing anything beginning with E. What about T? No. What about an in word? In hauled, only one U. Y, O, out, Not seeing anything. Gun, not seeing anything. So, H for score. And what about these U's? Wow, I have Ulu on my rack. Not seeing anywhere for that. I could play Hun for 21. Hun only takes an S. I've got the blank. I'm also denying opponent this spot. And they may sacrifice points to block column 1. Alternatively, they may have one of the 3 S's and score well. But with the blank, my priority is to sort out my rack. I've still got the D for unbed, but no vowel for going in front of the P. Yogin is good. Tundun is good, but I've only got 1 N. Uter is good. It would be so nice to get rid of both U's. But I'm not seeing anywhere even for Ulu. Undue onto an E. Poodoo is good. Now this rack leave feels clunky. And it's only 7 points. So I'm going back to Hun for 21. Okay, so this may be okay. I think I have jeweled in row J. Surely opponent's going to be drawn. Oh, they're not drawn to Hun, but 54 points for another triple word square. They're third on a trot. So I now trail, but I think I'm bingoing with jeweled. I think that's good. It must be. Anything better? Anything with an S as the blank, or the blank as an S? Nope. Nothing beginning with Y. And then anything else I think is going to be inferior in score. To this. So jeweled for 73. Wow, what a pick for 7 random tiles. Looks super close to a bingo. I have Discoer and Scodia on my rack. 50 points for opponent. Good grief. My lead only 5 points. Oh, Discoer plays. Oh, wow, happy days. Look at this. Discoer and Shun for 91. Bang! Fantastic. Oh, wow. That would have been just so galling to have missed. But there it is. I finally get one of the triple word squares myself. So is opponent's absurd run of massive scores going to continue? Surely not. There are no triple word squares accessible now. And the board looking fairly tight. Just some bingo-y floaters in jeweled. So what am I going to do with this rack? It looks like it has some scoring potential with the V. So Vita is good for 15 points. Prologue for 18. Finally, opponent slows down. 22 tiles in the bag, including 2 S's and a blank. Now, can I keep the scoring going? Well, this is quite nice. Guava. It's 22 points. Rack leave is good, providing very little any bingo in row N. Guava does take an S, is going to provide access to row O. And I'm also disrupting row M, plays hooking an S onto prologue and taking out the U as a bingo floater. Pretty much the only single floater on the board, although I do note that the R is available because of U and E for going in front of tar. So is guava best? I think it is. Oh, wow, what a miserable pick. No scoring tiles. I do have a lead of 100. But still S's, blank, and Z and J to come. Lots of scoring potential for opponent. Great, just 20 points for opponent, and that suggests they have a lot of vowels, but let me count the remaining vowels. 7 out of 23, not many vowels. Okay, so I'm likely to draw consonants. Let me sort out my duplicates by playing off A and R. But this is the situation I always am concerned about. I've got an 80-point lead. I'd really like to keep scoring 20 or 30 points. That's not going to happen with this rack. Now I have an N for chin. No R's to come, so I don't have to split up the duplicate. The duplicate R. I could do NAR for 19, pretty decent score. Duplicate A, not a problem because there are no more A's to come. E is always welcome and there are only 2 to come, and there are no R's to come. And I'm taking out the V as a bingo floater, or restricting it. In fact, I'm creating a spot for myself because Arna is good and I have the only A's, albeit there's a blank to come. I could stick an E on the end of NA for an extra 6 points. But I think vowels are precious and will become increasingly so. I am going with this. Great. What have I drawn? An I, a vowel, and a T. This must be close to a bingo. So, ooh, yeah, I've just blocked a bingo with NA. Veratria is good. 29 for opponent. I still lead by 70. Tarare is good. OE only takes an S. So nowhere for Tarare. What about this R? No, not seeing anything there. Arterial onto an L. All 1-pointers. So super difficult to score. 12 tiles to come. 7 minutes on my clock. That's not many. I want to hang on to my E. Why don't I just play off A and R? Then I'll be leaving a super bingo-y set. Any places I need to block? Well, what about blocking this R? I could do this. Yeah, opponent could score quite well in that spot with the Z. Only 7 points. But I'm leaving a decent 5-letter set. Wow, only 7 points. That is super grim. And very defensive, given that I've got a good lead. I'm still going with it. Wow, I draw an S, which is good. I have irisate and aeriest. Neither begins with an S. Do I have any VA plays? I don't. So, row D still available for 9-letter plays. Not seeing one. Is opponent going to open the board up? But how would they do that? It's only the bottom right, really. And that's hard to open up. Maybe a play down from PE for a lowly score. Now, have I drawn another vowel? I think I have. So just 4 vowels left. 2 E's, 2 O's out of 17 tiles. What can I do with my I? I'm glad I held on to my E. I haven't drawn either of the remaining 2. 18 for opponent and 2 more tiles get burnt. I can play my I here. Opponent could place a B or an M or a W next to this O and get 30 points. This stops that and keeps a good 6-letter set. Oi for 4. And so, do I have a bingo beginning with S? So, artiest, ratites, tastier, tertius. Anything beginning with VA? No. Anything with AR? No. But I have a lead. Have I overlooked any lanes? I don't think so. And so what about striate? Striate, I think that's good. And that plays. Wow. That's the reward for hanging on to this E. Now, NY also available for bingos. Not the most useful. So I'm not seeing anything there. So it is striate. Is the opponent going to block that? Surely not. They played Aru. So 5 tiles left. This is going to empty the bag. 64 points. 5 minutes on my clock. 64 points. 440. Lead of 110. Ouch. This is going to be super close. Because supposing the 5 tiles in the bag are Z, B, M and L, there's 34 points of count back. Opponent's just going to need a row O bingo to win. So 4 minutes on my clock. AE is available as well. I think I have to play this because I don't think there's a huge number of bingos here. I guess the opponent could have boldest, but what have they just done? They played off an A. No, they haven't. They've just played off. Ooh, they played just a W. Wow. But these tiles are not particularly bingo-y, even though there are bingos amongst them, and even though a bingo will probably win. I lead by 45. Well, I mean, this is a play which when it doesn't work out, you regret it. But what am I going to do if I don't bingo here? I can't be sure of bingoing again, or bingoing on a subsequent turn. My lead only 45 points. That's quite a lot. Does opponent have a bingo beginning with S? Stollen? For 63.90. Maybe I shouldn't be playing this. Bolden's plays. So opponent's probably got O and E. Surely they wouldn't have played off one tile with only one vowel. I am going with this. I am going with the bingo. Okay, so that's it. Opponent has stolen in row O. The nightmare scenario has eventuated. Ouch. And opponent's got 12 minutes to find this bingo. Okay, so hard to know if striate was the right play. But certainly any bingo is going to win. 40 points on countback. 38 points on countback. So 373, 27 and 45. 72. Opponent needs 72 to win. Stolen Tollers. That's going to do it. Oh well. And the final score, 445 for me, 454 for opponent, a winning margin of 9 points. So well done to opponent. Let's see what I missed. Ouch. That sort of loss is super painful. Wow. Okay, let's just focus on the analysis. So opponent plays unb. Pawn. That's nice. What do? I play pew for 15. I think pew's better than pawn, although it's 3 points less. I think the n helps the rack leave. Opponent changes. Serikin, Sirenic, and Irenics. Those are the bingos. 2 points better available. Now, missed bingo. Attriment through the R. Opponent plays tar. And I have Huffer for 37. Another missed bingo. N-tamed. Opponent plays dame. So I was ruining opponent hitting these triple word squares, but they were missing bingos. This was a tricky one. Oh, C3 hyoid. That's nice. 42 points. What do? Yogi for 22. Definitely inferior. Now a great play by opponent. Axite for 62. Phew, no missed bingo here. I play Hun. In the same spot I could have played duh. And probably should have done, although Hun was setting up an S. I didn't have an S. My blank would need to be the S. And I think the N helps the rack leave, or the rack leave after duh is better than after Hun, and an 8-point score difference. Opponent plays cavity. And I have jeweled for 73. A few other options available. Opponent plays chin. And I have this fantastic set of random tiles, which gives me Discoa, Scodia also playable because of unbeds. Oh, I wonder if that was a striate spot. Now, opponent's rack pretty grim. They play prologue. And I play Guava for 22. I think that's fine. Opponent plays OE. Now I play Na for 19. Yeah, I like that, hanging on to the E. Not many more points available. Opponent plays Joe. Just 12 tails left. And I play R for 7 to keep a really good 5-letter set. Rape, G7. Oh, rape and pawn. That's nice. Using the same tiles for a much better score. Now opponent plays KO. Various. Missed bingo. Okay. Various. 77 points. Yeah, definitely worth doing. Rack the remaining pool not particularly bingo-y. And even before this play, I lead by 60, so that was a missed opportunity. I play Oi. So opponent plays Aru from this rack. Yeah. And this is the fateful moment. And there it is. Striate does play in... Well, let's go back and have the show plays. K8, Striate for 71, and I went for the 64-point option. That's all I needed to do to win, was play Striate in row K. And then even if opponent had a bingo beginning with S, which they did with Stollen, it wouldn't have scored enough. Yeah, so opponent's able to get 83 points. All of these plays are in row O. And they would have got nothing like as many in row N. So after all that, it all came down to spotting that unbed took an S. And although if asked, I would have said, yes, it does take an S. I think just mentally you see the ED ending and you think it's a verb ending. But of course it isn't. It's not unbed. It is unbed. So painful end to the game. But well done to opponent for for winning and for spotting Tolas at the end to get them over the line by 9 points. So I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.